All right, so Monday morning meetings all day, it seems like. And there's always something that comes out of a Monday morning meeting that we can definitely talk about. So Monday morning meetings is actually where you create traction in your business. And literally it's where, it's literally where your whole business comes together. Monday morning meetings is the most important thing you can do in your business. Even if you're a solopreneur, you're doing everything yourself, I highly suggest you meet with yourself on Monday. Even if you're working a job, work it on Monday and go through all your numbers, all your tracking, and everything like that. So the bottom line is that in your Monday morning meeting, we have our whole entire team. So we have our 2 lead managers, our disposition guy, our CFO, our marketing manager, and then our 3 sales guys, right? So we're in our meeting and we talk about all different stuff. So you're talking about you're talking about RVM, right? And you're talking about so here's what I want to talk about, and I'll answer your question about RVM and direct mail as well. So in our Monday morning meeting, there's always something that we are working on, an issue we're solving. And this particular Monday morning meeting, going into February, setting goals for February, making sure that the team, especially the sales guys, focus on the right thing that will produce the actual revenue. So we got to look at what is the precursor before getting a contract signed with a seller, the precursor, right? And when you're looking at that precursor, the precursor is a offer. If you don't make a written offer to a seller, you'll never, ever get the contract. So more times than not, when we're without tracking numbers, before I track numbers, I talked to a sales guy and they went on 10 appointments and they only made actually 2 offers, and they weren't even written, they were verbal. So the precursor to an actually contract getting signed is have a written offer that a seller could sign, and getting it signed either A, on the spot, or you have to leave it with them. The only way you leave it with them is if they are green or a yellow personality type, and then you can leave it with them. So back to your question, you're talking about RVM. What happens is when you do RVM, which is called ringless voicemail, I have a software called getrvmleads.com, getrvmleads.com. In that software, what it does, it will drop a voicemail into a seller's cell phone. It will bypass, it will not ring the phone, it will just drop a voicemail in their phone. What will happen then is the seller will call back either A, the number that's in the message, or B, more times than not, actually 99% of the time, they're going to call back the caller ID number that you use. So we use a caller ID number from CallRail that we set up. And what they're going to do is they're going to call back. We do not answer that live. We don't answer that live, okay? The only thing we answer live in our business is all of our other inbound marketing that's coming from pay-per-click advertising, and it's coming from direct mail, right? Which was your other question. So what happens is when they call in, they're going through what's called a qualification voicemail. So that voicemail they're going to listen to, and it's going to reiterate the offer. It's going to reiterate. It's going to say, hi, we're a local investment team. We're buying properties in your area. We can purchase cash. We can close quickly. We can close in your time frame. You pay no commissions, no closing costs, no fees. If that sounds interesting to you, please leave your name, your number, and the property address after the tone. So what happens is now all the inbound calls, so for example, we drop 10,000 drops a day. Out of 10,000 drops a day, we'll get 1,500 inbound calls a day, 1,500. Now, we could not answer those 1,500 calls. It would be absolutely impossible to answer those 1,500 calls. So what we do is we have those 1,500 inbound calls go to what's called a qualification message. It goes through the qualification message, and then people listen to it. Out of that, we'll get about 30 to 40 voicemails. Out of that, we got people that are telling us, stop calling, get away from me, whatever, stop, whatever. And then we'll have about 10 to 12 actually good potential leads of people leaving their name, their property address, and their information a day, right? That's 10 to 12 viable, good potential leads that we can follow up and work with a day. Now with direct mail, we do not have them go inbound to a voicemail, right? Unless you absolutely have to. But here's the reason when it comes to answering live and why answering live is incredibly important, even if it goes to your cell phone or whatever you got to do. But I'm saying is answering live is critical, because here's the thing. Let's say a seller calls in, they pick up a mail piece, they call in off your Google AdWords, and they dial in and they call you, and it goes to voicemail, right? What they're going to do is, more times than not, they're going to hang up. They're going to abandon that call or hang up on that call. Then they pick up the phone, the next letter, and then they call me. We pick up the phone live, we talk to them, we build a rapport, we get their information about their house, and we book an appointment. You're still trying to follow up with the seller, or they've abandoned the call, so now you're calling a missed call situation, and then they have no rapport. It takes anywhere from 5 to 7 days to follow up with that seller and try to get any information, right? Before you can actually get them back on the phone. We're playing chase with that seller for 5 to 7 days. At that point, I've already talked to him, I've already booked rapport, I've already set the appointment, I already gone on the appointment, I already met the seller, and I potentially have already got the contract, and you're still trying to follow up. So I am an absolute firm believer that you must pick up the phone. You must, you must answer the phone live. And because you're answering the phone live, you're going to speed up the entire sales process with marketing. Now, here's the thing with marketing. If you spend X amount of money on marketing, you want to have a return as fast as humanly possible. You don't want to wait 7 to 10 days just to get them on the line, another 2 to 3 days to then get them an appointment, and then another days we're going back and negotiating, and then get a contract. You're a month out getting that property under contract when I'm already on top of it. So that's incredibly important. So the bottom line is that I highly recommend. What do we use to get our list? I'd check out PropStream.com. PropStream.com. It is the absolute cheapest way to download lists that are accurate for pre-foreclosure, for high equity properties with even second tier liens. It gives you mortgage information. You can do all sorts. You can do absentee owner searches. You can do all sorts of stuff, which is pretty cool. All right, so number one, number one, answer the phone live. You got to answer the phone live, right? Number two is the precursor. The precursor to a contract is an offer. You have to make an offer. So here's the goal for February. Each one of our sales guys' goal, right, is to do $300,000 a month. $300,000. My fault. Each one of their goals is $100,000 a month. They do $100,000 a month, right, for the month of February. That's the three sales guys. Their goal is $100,000 in a month. So out of that $100,000, yeah, PropStream.com, they work great. And my goal is $50,000 for the month. Why? Because I'm traveling. I'm running 4 other businesses, but I still go on appointments and meet with sellers, and I still get clients. I can go on 10 appointments and do $50,000 myself, right? So that being said, right, how do I back into their goal to make sure that they hit their goal? Let's talk about it. This is incredibly important. Listen to what I'm talking about right now, because this is game-changing stuff when it comes to planning and goal and what to focus on a weekly basis. So if you don't pay attention to this, right, this is critically important. This is what changes everything. And you can do this, right, without a list, without a marketing budget. You can actually do this with for sale by owner or whatever. So listen to this. It's really important right here. Number one. So my sales guys, each one, their individual goal is $100,000, right? So what is the precursor? The precursor, we do use Rebo Gateway for property tax default, but PropStream is pulling that in right now, so we're probably going to abandon Rebo Gateway. So, so the bottom line is the precursor to a contract is an offer. So what we're doing is tracking the amount of offers. And what happens is right now in my business, every 6 offers generates 1 contract. So if a person wants to do $100,000 in revenue, and let's say our average deal size right now is about $12,000, it's actually pretty low, which we are working on right now to increase that number. It's actually $12,000 right now. I've got new sales guys who are in training, and new sales guys tend to just accept a number and really don't negotiate hard. My average deal size myself is $17,000, but my guys is $12,000. So even if we do $12,000, right? 1 in 6 is the actual contract. So that means we have to take 6 leads times, right? And we have to take the number 11,500 or 12,000. Let's make it easy. Divided by 100,000 is what? So we've got, let's call it not 10, but 9. Uh-oh, I went the wrong way. Oh, shoot. So we call it 9, right? Sorry, I'm not paying attention. So anyways, we call it 9. So what we got to do is there's deals we get under contract. So there's deals we get under contract, and then there's the deals that actually close. So and you got to use about a 20% or even a 30% number. You got to look back at your historical numbers. So let's call it 20%. So if you got to get 9 contracts at $12,000 to hit $100,000, add 20, even 30% on it. So I'd round it up to actually 12 or 13 contracts to close 9 contracts, right? And 9 contracts times $12,000, you're going to break your $100,000 a month number, right? $100,000 a month number. Now, so you got to literally sign up 12 contracts to be able to make that work, right? In a month. So, and you know it's going to take 6 offers to get 1 contract 6 times, right? 6 times 12 is what? 60? I don't know. 75? 72 actually. So 75, and then I'd round it up. 75 offers need to be made to generate 12 plus contracts, and out of 12, we need 9 to close, right? So then you take 75 and you divide it by 4 weeks in a month. That's going to give you about 17, 18, maybe 19 contracts, 19 offers a month. So what's your mission? Your mission is to make 19 offers a month. If you make 19 offers, a week, 19 offers a week. So my sales guys right now, we just held a meeting, went through everything, went all through the numbers, explained the logic, so they understand. They have to make 19 offers a week at all costs, right? So the company is going to help with that. We're going to book anywhere from 15 to 20 appointments for them a week that they can make offers on. 15 to 20 appointments, right? So out of 15 to 20 appointments, outside of that, now they're going to make offers on every single appointment, right? And then they're going to have to bring in another 4 to 5 basically offers to hit their numbers. So they're going to have to, 19 offers means 19 appointments. No, it doesn't mean 19 appointments, D. Because you can make offers outside of actually going to the house and doing that, right? So I prefer meeting the seller in person, but that doesn't mean you actually have to go on an appointment and meet a seller to make a offer to a seller. You can make up, for an example, I did a drive-by on a house, met the seller, took some pictures of the house, wrote the whole thing up, and sent an offer to him. That's an offer, right? Give him all the information about the property, and I made the offer. So the bottom line is, the most important thing that you can do is a precursor to a contract is give a written offer. Then you got to back out the numbers. You got to know your average deal size. You got to know how many contracts it takes to get how many offers it takes to get a contract. Ours is 6. For my sales guys, their average deal size is about $12,000. So if we put all that together and we go, hey, listen, I've got to get how many offers do I have to make to get at least $100,000 in revenue? If my average deal size is 12, I got to get maybe 9, right? 9 contracts. Well, 9 contracts is going to give me that. Now you got to add 20 to 30% on top of that number for contracts that are in escrow, and then ones that don't close because there's lien issues, there's problems, the seller freaks out, whatever happens, there's always all sorts of stuff that happens like that. So there is a slippage when it comes to contracts to actually getting them closed. Can you sell directly to the buyer without a realtor? Heck yeah, that's all we do, man. We sell buyers all the time directly without a realtor. I'm not a realtor. I'm an investor. So the bottom line is, what is your focus for the month? If you want to do $100,000 for the month of February, 100,000, focus on doing 75 offers for the month, 19 offers for the week, 19 offers, whatever you got to do. The mission is 19 offers. You make 19 offers and you get that out there to sellers. These are legitimate, good, logical offers to sellers. You are going to get a flood of deals come in. The biggest problem I find with people getting started in real estate, and they go, well, I tried and it doesn't work. I'm trying to do it, but it don't work. I say, great, how many offers did you make? Well, I made 6, or I made 4. And they go, okay, I made 4 offers, right? And they got 0 accepted, or they got 1 accepted. I want to get on board. How do I go? Go to getflip2freedom.com, getflip2freedom.com. Don't worry about overthinking. The biggest action you can take is making offers. Listen, if you make 75 offers in a month, you will get deals. I don't care how new you are. There's something to be said about, you cannot screw up a motivated seller. You find a motivated seller, right? A seller that wants to really sell, and you get an offer in front of them, you can't mess up. You cannot mess up a motivated seller. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just, people have to get all their ducks in a row. They have to go figure it out, and they have to overthink it. Listen, stop overthinking it, man. Make offers on every single lead that comes in. Brian, you're absolutely right. Make an offer on every single lead. If you do that, that's it. And you go, well, what do I offer? Listen, offer 60% of Zillow. 60% of Zillow. You're going, it's outrageous. I can't believe that. 60% of Zillow. Offer 60% of Zillow. Offer 75 in the month of February. Then come back and talk to me. You're going to come back and talk to me. You know what's going to happen? You're going to go going through this feed right here, and you're going to get our lives, and you can say, you know what? I did exactly what you said. I offered 60% on Zillow on 75 properties. I've got 63 rejections. I got 2 that said yes, and I made $40,000. That's what's going to happen. Why do I know that? Because I've seen it 1,000 times. The bottom line is, people don't put in the work. How do you find buyers? Dude, we're in a market right now. It's essentially a seller's market. You can find buyers by just sticking bandit signs out, putting it out on Craigslist, and you will find buyers for your property, especially if you're getting the property at 60% and you're selling that property at 70%, which is insane. Can't I get the money? You can get the money if you want. You can turn around and close on it if you want. But we're wholesalers. We don't get it. We don't do wholesale. I mean, we don't buy the properties and fix it and sell it, because there's risk involved, right? The more sophisticated you are, the more deals you do, the more risk you can take on if you so choose. Maybe you don't. I don't personally like it. I like to wholesale because I have an entire system down. I don't like dealing with contractors. My wife likes doing that. I do fix and flip, but my wife likes doing that. I don't like doing it. I didn't know the first thing about the business. Well, listen, go to flip2freedomwebclass.com, flip2freedom, flip the number 2 freedom, webclass.com. If you go there, I got an entire training web class that goes through and it shows you exactly what to do from every aspect of the business. And I basically case study 4 brand new real estate investors, and I show exactly how they went out and got success in business. So you gotta check it out. All right, I gotta go into an appointment right now. I am appointment with my wife and my daughter. She's at the doctor right now. I just gotta run in and talk to her. So thank you guys for listening. Remember, make offers. 75 offers this month and you will crush it. 75 offers this month and you will crush it. That's all you gotta focus on. That's all you gotta put your head down for, and you will go and get deals. So take care, guys. God bless.